Hey guys, breaking the flaw here again. I wanted to share another article from Foster's Daily Democrat, and this is here in New Hampshire. Dover probe ex-officer R.J. Letendre took drugs, used taser on wife. Oh, really? I guess he falls into that 40%, more like probably 90%. This is by Jeff McMenemy. It's hard to say. McMenemy. Thank you, Jeff. Dover, an internal city police investigation states former officer Ronald R.J. Letendre stole 18 THC-infused candies that had been seized as evidence and used a police-issued taser on his wife. In addition, Letendre's wife, Sarah Letendre, told police the former Dover Police Department officer stole marijuana from police custody 5 times and brought it home, smoked marijuana, allowed marijuana to be smoked in his presence, and assaulted her on repeated occasions. So when people say, "Oh, cops don't steal evidence and use it themselves," well, this guy did. Look at this guy, guys. Look at this guy. Shame on him. Letendre denied that he smoked marijuana himself. Oh, yeah. And I did not have sexual relation with that woman either. That was like a mix between Bush and Clinton there. But, same thing. Whatever. All these presidents are trash. Letendre denied that he smoked marijuana himself, but claimed that several times when Sarah Letendre smoked, she blew the smoke into his mouth, which is a violation of police policy. Oh, yeah, just into his mouth. He didn't inhale, right? According to a roughly 50-page internal police investigation into Letendre's conduct by Sergeant Mark Nadeau. All right, 50 pages, guys. This is kind of ridiculous, too. I mean, if that's all it was, is like a cop smoking a little bit of weed, no big deal. But obviously we know now where it came from. He stole it. Stole it from us. I mean, not me, but, he stole it from somebody. They stole it from somebody. Well, who was he hurting? Nobody. Well, not nobody. That's my friend. Not nobody, but they didn't hurt anybody. Anyways, Letendre admitted to using his taser on Sarah Letendre after he returned home following a police chase. According to Nadeau's investigation, oh yeah, he had to chase him after because he smelled marijuana, so he got to go chase him. Dover City Attorney Joshua Wyatt released the results of the internal investigation late Friday afternoon in response to the right-to-know request filed by Seacoast Media Group and the American Civil Liberties Union of New Hampshire. See, guys, this is why you file records requests, to find this crap out. They just fire him. They didn't tell us why, right? No, they don't want to have just, openness and honesty. We got to figure it out for ourselves. So, whoever these police officers, the chief, whatever, that covered up why he got fired, he's a piece of, too. He's a piece of you-know-what, too. Okay? Letendre's lawyer had sought to block the report's release, claiming it would hurt his ability to get a fair trial. Are you saying because you're a police officer, and if the public found out about it, you might have to serve time? If anything, you mother truckers should be serving 3 times the worst sentence, 3 times the sentence of the crimes you commit. Not because, you know why? Because you are upholding these supposed, moralities through the law. Okay? So shouldn't be just double the punishment. It should be triple so you can never do it. Letendre was fired by Dover Police Chief William Brault on August 28, 2020. And I'm sorry, Willie Brault. You're kind of, a piece of you-know-what's too. For not telling us why. Because you probably were stealing some of that marijuana from evidence too. We know how it goes, guys. In a decision released Thursday, Superior Court Judge Mark E. Howard stated, "The court finds and rules that the defendant has not demonstrated a sufficient risk of actual prejudice to his rights to a fair and impartial jury. That there is an effective alternative to delaying disclosure of the report, i.e., voir dire of the prospective jurors, or if proven necessary, a change of venue." What is he afraid of? The people that he's abusing? Prosecuting him? Oh, I feel so sorry for you. I feel so sorry. Not really. Judge rules public has a right to see probe into fired Dover officer. That's right. Thanks a lot, Chief, for not telling us what he did to get fired. Howard added, "The public's right to know is paramount under these circumstances." Police launched the internal investigation after Sarah Latendre, 35, received an outpouring of support on social media following a domestic incident between her and her estranged husband at their Rollinsford home July 10, 2020. Rollinsford police arrested Sarah Latendre at the time, charging her with her simple assault and other charges. The charges have since been dropped. So you're saying they tried to charge her with something because he was a cop, maybe? Because you don't retaliate against cops, right? Cops are always right. They always do the right thing, right? He got fired for no reason, right? They just wanted to fire him. And let's throw her under the bus and try to get her in jail too, right? I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry you went through that. I hope you seek help and you recover from the abuses that this piece of has done to you, and basically what the other police officers have done to you too. You should file charges against them. I really think you should. You should go after them as all you got. And you know what? This is sick, guys. It comes down to us taking money from the taxpayers, and they never learn a lesson. We need to go after these people as individuals. Take their badge, take their dog, tell their wife to divorce them, tell the kids to disown them. We don't need these people in our society. They are obviously the worst criminals there are. The worst. Sarah Latendre and her family have said R.J. Latendre, a former mixed martial arts fighter, was the aggressor in the incident when she suffered multiple fractured ribs. Okay, and now, you know what? Whoever was training this piece of you-know-whats should have taught him discipline. Should have taught him that you don't use your martial arts against innocent people. So I hope that his mixed martial arts instructor writes him a nice little letter saying, "You broke my trust." And that's a sacred trust between you and your sensei or your trainer when it comes to fighting and learning about it. Evidence brought home. The internal investigation examined the July 10th incident in painstaking detail, and also reports on the troubled relationship between Sarah and Ronald Latendre. Sarah Latendre admitted to using drugs on multiple occasions and having relationships outside the marriage, according to the report, as she has the right. Now, look, guys, if she's being abused, let her go on her own merry way and let her decide. I'm sure it's hard for you to break away from a marriage with a police officer. And in a moral aspect, in my opinion, if you're married, you probably shouldn't want to see other people unless you're seeking help for the abuses that are going on. A Stratford County grand jury indicted Latendre, 47, of Rollinsford in October on felony charge of falsifying physical evidence after launching a separate investigation following Dover's internal police investigation. R.J. Latendre was charged with allegedly removing a portion of seized drugs before they were entered into evidence during the 2016 incident. I don't believe that. I believe he actually stole it from the evidence, and they're trying to cover whoever was signing off on the evidence room. That's what that sounds like. This all they do is they cover their trail. On September 16, 2016, then Officer Latendre responded to an Oak Hill Drive home where a resident stated he erroneously received illegal drugs in the mail, Nader wrote in his report. Oh, yeah, okay. So it sounds like maybe it is a possibility that he actually sent the drugs there, possibly. Let's keep reading. In R.J. Latendry's report, as an officer at the time, he indicated that 18 Jolly Rancher 30 milligram THC candies were in a clear Ziploc bag and mailed in a USPS flat rate box. The THC is primarily psychoactive compound in marijuanas. I don't like the word marijuana. I like cannabis. It sounds better. Marijuana is like a derogatory term that, Reefer Madness created. Sarah Latendry told police officer her husband stole half of the THC-infused candies and brought them home. As part of the internal investigation, police on August 10th examined the drugs that Latendry entered into the evidence after responding to the home, NATO said. Part of the contents in the box placed in evidence was a gallon-sized bag that contained 18 hard candies, NATO said. The candies were labeled Jolly Rancher and 30 milligram THC, he added. In August 2020, NATO spoke with the homeowner where the drugs were inadvertently delivered, according to his report, who told police he had a security camera recording of his interactions with R.J. Latendry. The images recovered on the videotape indicate that the officer Latendry did not submit the package to evidence as he received it, NATO said. The images show the candies are in a bag that is marked 36 EJRX. There's an R and a J in there. Okay. This marking suggests the package contains 36 Jolly Rancher candies. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure, NATO wrote. Police concluded that R.J. Latendry stole 18 of the THC-infused candies before putting the other drugs in a different bag and entering them into evidence, NATO said. The officer denied doing anything wrong during 2 recorded interviews in August with NATO. Oh, so police can lie. Oh, yeah. Oh. I love it when cops say, oh, no, we're not allowed to lie. That's a lie. At the end of the second interview, NATO said he again confronted R.J. Latendry with the substantial evidence that he had uncovered, and that it was apparent he stole 18 of the THC-infused Jolly Rancher candies. When I directly asked him, did you take the missing 18 Jolly Ranchers? He answered, no. When asked what happened to the missing 18 candies, he told me, I don't know, NATO wrote. He added that all this evidence in its totality is probable cause that Officer Latendry stole 18 THC-infused Jolly Rancher candies and falsified evidence to cover his misconduct. R.J. Latendry's conduct impacted the ability of police to determine where the drugs came from or prosecute a case against who sent them, NATO wrote. Oh, good. Because you know what? Good. Thank you, R.J. So you basically, screwed yourself, but you saved someone, whoever may have sent it. Thank you. During interview, he did a real service, I guess, guys. RJ did a real service other than beating his wife and stuff. Okay? During interview with Sarah Latendry in August, she told NATO that her estranged husband has brought home marijuana and marijuana edibles that he confiscated on the job, according to the report. She recalled an incident that occurred in 2017 or 2018 where he confiscated a trunk load of marijuana. She suspected that he logged most into evidence and brought a bag home for her, NATO wrote. She said he would do this often and probably once a month. Oh, jeez, guys. This is cops incentivizing to make their lives better, right? She joked that she had a stockpile of marijuana. Sarah Latendry told police she watched Latendry smoke marijuana 10 to 15 times, the first time being in 2013, the last being 2017, NATO said. Jeez, you shouldn't have pissed off your wife, man. Look at, she's throwing you right on the bus. She remembers exactly what years. That's so stupid, guys. It's so stupid. People smoke marijuana every day. Sorry, cannabis. They smoke cannabis every day. Marijuana's trash. She said that this always occurred at home and that nobody else was ever present to witness it, NATO wrote. She also admitted that she has smoked marijuana numerous times in front of Officer Latendry, but would never smoke with another person in front of him. Oh, interesting. So she kind of, she felt kind of guilty, but it's like she's admitting, oh, I smoked in front of an officer and he did nothing. Right? Do as I say, not as I do. His investigation could not identify specific marijuana thefts, NATO wrote, but a review of Officer Latendry's drug-related calls for service indicate that he certainly had the opportunity to divert the drug or a portion of the drug prior to submitting it to evidence on numerous occasions, NATO said. Burrell terminated Latendry due to multiple violations of department policy, following the police department's internal investigation into Latendry's conduct. You know, do they really have to get rid of him because of departmental policies? How about because he beat his wife? That's enough to get rid of a police officer? No, they keep those guys on. They know, you're really aggressive and you're willing to beat your loved one? Well, we're going to put you in a cruiser. Taser incident. Sarah Latendry's report that on December 14th, 2013, Latendry came home in uniform and told her that he had been involved in a foot pursuit. NATO wrote, he was amped up, but disappointed that he didn't get to use his taser. Miss Latendry, why can't you just say Sarah now? Miss Latendry jokingly told him to use the taser on her, taunting her by saying, you wouldn't. NATO wrote, so she was egging him on. Oh, geez, Sarah, you're really dumb. You're really dumb. You want to egg on a cop to tase you? You're going to get tased. RJ Latendry then tased her for less than a second, NATO wrote. She asked for it. She said it instantly caused her to cry and left 2 burn marks, NATO wrote in the report. During his interview with police, Latendry admitted he used his taser on Sarah Latendry years ago. See, this is just like a really bad marriage, guys. And that, they're just like bickering back and forth, and this is what happens. This is what happens when you marry a cop, okay? And if you married a cop, you're probably not just a Sarah, you're probably a Karen. And you got one of those, like, really terrible hairdos that are, like, with blonde highlights and it's a big honeycomb on your head. That's probably what Sarah looks like. I can almost guarantee you it. He said she wanted to know what it was like to be tased. With her consent, he gave her a quick zap with his taser, NATO wrote. He said she was lying in bed and covered with a comforter when he did it. Officer Latendry described removing the probe cartridge and said it did not leave any injuries. Oh, okay. So he's not getting, he's not getting fired or he's not in trouble that he abused his wife, right? He's being in trouble because he uses service weapon inappropriately. This is like so asinine, guys. It's just so stupid. Latendry denied that he had assaulted Sarah Latendry on other occasions, as she contended, according to the report. There you go, guys. More scumbags in New Hampshire here. Look at this scumbag. Look at him. We don't need you, bruh. Why don't you rot in jail while you're smoking your shitty MIDI marijuanas? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember, guys, no victim, no crime. You shouldn't serve any time. But when you're a cop beating your wife and abusing department policies, you should see 3 times the time. I wonder what they do to wife beaters, and I wonder all the the cannabis users that are in jail for cannabis whatevers are gonna treat him like in there. I hope he gets his justice. All right, guys, breaking the flaw. Thank you for watching. Take care. Check it out, guys. I'm at the Bitcoin Embassy in New Hampshire. This is where the first Bitcoin ATM was ever installed here in New Hampshire. And check it out. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Let's see what today's Bitcoin price is. 51,187. Dash is at 203. Check it out, guys. Very cool. And this embassy is right next door to the Mighty Moose Mart. Oh, cool, guys. I can buy my drink with AnyPay. I just bought something with AnyPay here at the Mighty Moose Mart. That was freaking awesome. Oh, so you're a peace-loving individual too?
Damn fucking right! Peaceful-loving individual here, you better arrest them! And I'm as mad as fucking hell, and I'm not gonna take your fucking occupation anymore! We pulled out the anchors we put in there.
Yeah, check out, this is serious damage. This is like
they damaged
grand theft right here, guys. Grand theft. They pulled it right out of the fucking floor.
That worked out better than it could have.
Hey, over yet.